One of Newcastle United's primary targets ahead of the upcoming summer transfer window seems to be Brentford star Bryan Mbeumo. According to recent reports, the Magpies are firmly in the race to sign the Cameroon international, who seems set to leave West London in the coming weeks. More recently, The Telegraph confirmed that the North East Giants are ready to swoop for the attacker in the coming weeks. Mbeumo is also a target for Manchester United, as per TalkSport. So to beat the Red Devils to his signature, they must make a move for him quickly. Having Champions League football, which the Old Trafford side can't offer, will surely help their cause. Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo celebrates after the match. If they do lose out to United in the race for Mbeumo, however, then Newcastle seem to have an alternative option lined up, one which would represent an even bigger coup. Newcastle's search for a winger. The race for Mbeumo is certainly an interesting one, and whilst the Magpies are undoubtedly one of the sides pushing to sign him this summer, it is by no means a guarantee that they manage to do so. FFC header, transfer focus. Transfer focus. Mega money deals, controversial moves, and big-name flops. This is the home of transfer news and opinion across Football Fancast. Equally, he is not the only target, it would seem, with one Spanish news outlet suggesting that Newcastle could make a move for Real Madrid star Rodrigo. This would be a hugely ambitious move, but he is described as one of the main targets at St. James Park this summer, suggesting they think it is something they can pull off. Remove ads. One of the most interesting parts about this deal is the fee. Rodrigo has a release clause in his current deal, worth around £1 billion. Real Madrid's Rodrigo looks on. However, Los Blancos are thought to be willing to negotiate the astronomical fee. Instead, the Magpies might only have to pay £67 million if they want to sign the winger this summer. Why Rodrigo would be a good signing? There's no doubt about just how good Rodrigo is. The Brazilian is terrifingly good, according to freelance football journalist Sam Tai, and he has certainly showcased at this term at the Santiago Bernabeu. Rodrigo. It has been a disappointing season overall for the Spanish Giants, but Rodrigo's numbers are more than respectable. He has played 50 games in that famous white shirt this term, scoring 13 goals and assisting another 10. One of the crucial things about the Brazilian is his pedigree in the Champions League. His record in Europe's premium club competition is exceptional, with 25 goals and 14 assists in 64 games. He is a specialist in the knockout rounds, with 12 goals and assists in the latter stages. In fact, that is surely one of the things that sets him apart from Mbeumo. The 2025-26 campaign will be huge for Newcastle, as they look to defend their Carabao Cup crown and, of course, return to the Champions League. Well, with Rodrigo's record in the competition and the fact that Mbeumo has never made an appearance, perhaps that edges him out as the better signing for the Magpies to make this summer. Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo celebrates, scoring their first goal. With that being said, it is not like the Brentford man is not up to the level. Quite the opposite, in fact. He had a stellar campaign for the Bees, scoring 20 goals and grabbing 8 assists in 38 Premier League games. However, there are underlying stats on FBref which also suggest Rodrigo could be a better addition than the Cameroon international. For example, he averages 2.29 key passes and 5.28 progressive carries per 90 minutes compared to Mbeumo's 1.85 key passes and 3.43 progressive carries each game. Rodrigo and Mbeumo key stats compared. Stat per 90. Rodrigo, Mbeumo, key passes, 2.29, 1.85, progressive passes, 5.05, 3.72, shot creating actions, 4.95, 3.8, progressive carries, 5.38, 3.43, successful take-ons, 2.29, 1.37. Stats from FBref. There is certainly strong evidence that suggests Rodrigo is the guy the Northeast outfit should turn to if they're looking for a new winger this season. He is an electric dribbler, a creative outlet, as those key stats outline, and has bags of Champions League experience. Rodrigo Brazil. Of course, £67 million is a lot of money, but he is a worthy investment and perhaps will prove to be a better addition than Mbeumo.